Hey everyone, it's Kiki Crown back with another video. Today I will be discussing on how to retain length. Now before I get the video started, I will tell you guys about my hair. I'm rocking a 5th day wash and go. I can't believe it. Tresemme Naturals as my leave-in and Shea Moisture's Curl Enhancing Smoothie as my styler. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I've been natural for 3 years. I big chop my hair. You guys can actually check out my natural hair journey channel video. I will leave the link in the description box. But since cutting my hair and it's growing back, I feel like my hair is at its healthiest it's ever been in my life. It does shrink. I have a lot of shrinkage. Do a quick length check. It is a little bit past shoulder, a little bit past armpit length. Okay, and these are just tips that I want to share with you guys that I still practice to this day on my hair. I didn't want to come and say, oh yeah, you do this and your hair is going to grow, because I don't know the secret to grow long hair. I just know how to retain your hair. So let's get the video started. To have a routine, I feel like this is important to have a routine, and it took me a while before I came up with a routine, but what you guys see in my wash and go video is what I've been doing for 3 years straight. I'll change a little bit here and there, but the foundation is the same. Everything I do is the same, and I just feel like keeping a routine really helps your hair. Second is build moisture. If you guys see me looking down, it's because I wrote down all the steps that I do. But anyway, building moisture in your hair is very important. If your hair is moisturized, it won't break, it won't be dry, which leads to breakage. But I achieved my moisture level by using conditioner. I incorporate conditioner in every way that I can. I absolutely love conditioner, and not do what works for your hair, and a lot of trial and error comes into that, but conditioner builds your hair moisture up. 3 is to sleep on satin. I made this mistake and I did build my hair moisture up in the beginning of my hair journey, but I was sleeping on cotton, and cotton dries your hair out and it frizzes your hair out. So I was just so confused to why one minute my hair looks good and the next it didn't. That's because I was sleeping on freaking cotton. So invest in a satin pillowcase, and they're not expensive at Sally's. I paid $10 for mine. So okay, and stay away from heat is my next tip. When I say heat, I don't just mean flat ironing your hair. I mean blow drying it. And when you're using water to wash it, not using hot water. And if you do have to blow dry your hair, I suggest using a hooded hair dryer, because it's heat, but it's indirect heat. So it's better for your hair. Even a diffuser is better for your hair. And that's just the attachment, weird looking thing. I can't use a diffuser. But another tip is to keep your hands out of your head. And just the only time I touch my hair, honestly, is when I'm styling it for the week, when I'm putting it up in a pineapple, and when I'm taking it out of the pineapple. That's the only time I have my fingers in my hair. I don't know if it's in my head, it might be, but I just feel like keeping your fingers in your hair creates frizz. Like, my hair is never frizzy if I just keep my hands out of it. That's my tip. That's what I think. Okay, trim only when necessary. I also fell victim to being scissor happy and just cutting away. But I don't do much to my hair, so I don't feel like it needs to be trimmed that often. But when it does need to be trimmed, of course I'll trim it. But don't get caught up in trimming every couple of weeks. You don't have to trim it every couple of weeks, or your hair isn't, what do you call it, relaxed. Yeah, it's not relaxed. Like, you know, you have to trim it when it's relaxed, because you're constantly putting heat in it. But natural, you don't have to do that unless you're putting heat on it, and that's not retaining length. So trim when only necessary. Okay, pick your shampoos carefully. I recently incorporated shampoo back in my regimen, and I'm using Carol's Daughter Black Vanilla shampoo, and it's free of sulfates and it's free of parabens. You don't want to use a shampoo with those type of products in it because it will dry your hair out, and you know dryness leads to breakage, so we don't want that. So just pick your shampoos carefully. Okay, and another tip is to not overly protect your style. And when I say that, I see naturals sometimes that would take the hair out of protective style and put it right back in another protective style and won't even allow time for the hair to breathe. And you know, your edges is going to get pulled. And I'm like, if it's doing this to my edges, I wonder what it's doing to the rest of my hair. Now, my edges fell out, not because of protective styling, but I gave birth. But it was really, really difficult to grow my edges back. So I know over protective styling your hair does do that to your edges. So I would really be careful with it. I'm not saying don't do protective styles. Just allow your hair to breathe in between protective styling. Okay, and my last tip is to listen to your hair. And when I say this, if you're like me, I love being on YouTube, watching other hair gurus, and I'll get tips and I'll try it with my hair. Don't get too caught up in someone else's regimen where it's doing more harm than good to your hair, but you're just so hell-bent on having their regimen work for you that you're still doing it. Do what works for your hair. And what works for one thing is not going to work for another person. If it does, that's good. If it's not, there are a million regimens out there. You can create your own regimen. Do what works for your hair. Okay? And that is all my tips that I have to help retain length. And I will see you guys in the next video.